What is up, ladies and gents? And welcome back to The Road to Mediocrity. We are playing a 4-player game with powerful birds, and look at that. There's a Franklin's goal from the get-go. Yes, sir, I will take that. And a Brewer's Blackbird to throw with it. What a combo. Oh, boy. Oh, this is already interesting. This is going to be fun. Okay, let's get rid of those two. That's a decent little combo. What is in... Where's the feeder now? Oh, there's not the feeder. We need that. But yeah, what's up, guys? We're back. Oh, bonus cards. Birds that eat seeds. Perfect. And what are our goals? Eggs. Confirm. Yes. All right, so we've got ourselves a normal speed game that we're doing. We're playing with 4 players because I was thinking about doing 2 games tonight. But we only really have time for 1, but I could do a long one. So here we are doing a game with powerful birds. Interesting, we're playing with we've got a newbie, we've got a 0 ELO. However, newbie does not mean you're new to the game, obviously, because I have played lots of Wingspan, but have never played in Board Game Arena. Or at least competitively, in ranked stuff. So they could be a pro, they're just starting to get into the ELO system. Got a 39, so still pretty new, and a 185. So we are currently second highest ELO with our little baby 178. And this is the first game we've played on stream that we're actually playing with powerful birds. So we've got our Franklin's goal. Obviously, he's got to go into the egglands over here. It would be more convenient if he was played in front of the Franklin's goal, so we could use the Franklin's goal to draw cards and then tuck cards under the Brewer's Blackbirds. You know what? I'm actually kind of second-guessing my cards here. I don't think I really want the Brewer's bird right now. We're going to be laying all sorts of eggs. We don't really need him. So I'm going to go ahead and modify that. Really, what we need, sure, birds that eat seeds... No. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm clicking all the wrong things. Sure, let's go with the green birds. All right, we're still waiting on other people anyway. Yeah, just gotta revisit that a little bit. And who are we? Oh, we're going last. We are last to play. Oh, are we the only one that's actually picked so far? I guess. Well, no, we're just waiting on DV. But these guys are still showing 5 cards and 5, so I'm not sure what's going on here. I was just getting nervous that our internet's not working or something. It was just down this morning. Good old Spectrum. Okay, and I see in the tray a white-breasted nuthatch, which could be a little bit useful for lack of nothing else, because we have, obviously, with the Franklin's goal, we have a decent start on eggs and card draws, but we need food in order to play all the lovely little goodies. And white-breasted nuthatch doesn't do anything particularly awesome other than he's cheap. He is a forest-only bird, which qualifies towards our forester bonus card. And he'll start generating us some points every time we take food, which is kind of nice. But we'll see if he's still there by the time we get around. Hopefully someone else takes the osprey. And what are our bonus cards? Eggs in the water. Eggs in the water. Cavity nest birds. Franklin's goal is a star nest too, which is pretty on point. And then, sets of eggs. That's a hard one to start with. I am a little bit disappointed we're not playing with any higher ELOs than this, just because I would like a chance to beat a high ELO and then get lots of ELO. But if we can get first in a 4-player game, I'm assuming getting first in a 4-player game rewards you with more ELO than getting first in a 3-player game. It's just my guess. We've only played 3-player games so far, so it's not confirmed. But we'll see. Okay, so whatever works will took their first official turn. They took food. Took food just to take a seed. Interesting. Didn't they get rid of a seed, though, to keep their other cards? I wonder if that was a mistake. Or maybe they really needed their rat, but there wasn't a rat in the bird feeder. So they got rid of the seed so they could take a seed, knowing they'd go first. I'm just trying to get in their head. This game's probably going to take a little bit though, because there's not much happening so far. We've got a lot of thinkers. Nuthatch is gone. What's it replaced with? Flycatcher. I mean, helps your food engine. Yeah, I've something I've kind of been wondering in the back of my mind. There's this wingspan wisdom of you want off-row powers. So you want to put a brown power bird in a row that gives you a benefit other than what that bird gives you. So for an example, Franklin's Goal is an off-row power card or bird because we can put him in the yellow lands. The yellow lands give us eggs. But then when we activate the Franklin's Goal in the yellow lens, we get cards. So that's an off-row power. And I think that is a good wisdom. That's how I've been playing for quite a while. But I've just been wondering, like, it's not as though you're only ever going to activate a single row. Obviously, you're activating other rows. So I've kind of been wondering a little bit, is it not actually super detrimental to just get a strong row that does just one thing? For example, if we take the flycatcher that takes food and we drop him up in the forest, like off-row powers don't mean you get a whole bunch of all the different things. Off-row powers just mean you get a little bit of each thing. So in terms of getting all you need to play one bird, you might be able to get it all in one turn, but you're going to have to activate that again. Like to play 3 birds, you're going to have to activate it 3 times, let's say. But let's say you have a strong forest, eggs, and wetlands, and you activate each of those. Could you get 3? I don't know. Maybe it is more efficient just to do the off-row powers. I'm not sure. This is just something I've had in the back of my mind that I've been kind of wanting to test. And so if that flycatcher is still there by the time we come around, that might be a good opportunity because it lets you gain an extra grub from the bird feeder, and that is the most commonly used resource, so that is not bad at all. DV, you is out of time. One of you guys had a low karma. DV's 90%. Wait, right? 90%. Amro was pretty low. Whoever works was 85. Wow. We are the only 100% karma in the game. And all these low karma folks are taking our good cards for shame, leaving us with a pile of nothing. Well, little did they know that we're starting the game with the Franklin's Goal, meaning that we'll be able to get all the eggs and cards that we need. Except, let's see, we'll lay 2, discard 1. Yeah, we kind of need another card to be dropping eggs on to really help the Franklin's Goal be the most efficient, at least in terms of using the grassland to get lots of eggs. But I don't know, we might go for a grasslands engine this game if we're actually starting with the Franklin's Goal. Which again, I don't normally play with the powerful birds. I mean, I used to all the time just playing the Steam game, but since playing competitively, I want it to be even chances for everybody. I'll take the powerful birds if I get them, but it's a much less fun if someone else gets them, so I usually don't play with them. But in this case, I saw there was a 4-player game that was available, and that was the only settings difference was powerful birds. So I was like, sure. And look at that. We start with the Franklin's Goal. Now our grand scheme is, of course, to find a raven somewhere. And maybe we'll use the Franklin's Goal to draw a raven. No one's played a raven yet. But the raven isn't good just by himself because their abilities only activate. You have to discard eggs from another bird. So you have to have a few. Obliterator, why do you keep coming online, buddy? You should just go take your turn. DV. There you go. What you got, DV? Ooh, starting with the Sprague's Pipit. That is going to be a point-based bird, which I wouldn't necessarily be playing this early in the game, although I suppose there is wisdom in playing birds that give you bonus cards so you have something to shoot for early on in the game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. DV's a thinker. Where are you from? The Philippines. Would not have guessed that's the Philippines flag, but I'm not a connoisseur of other nations' flags. Although that feels like a good old school hobby that would be fun to get into. All right, I will say for the 4-player setup, it's nice that we have the tray up here so we don't actually have to scroll down. So let's lay our eggs. We don't need to lay more. Hey, how you doing, the Known Dark Senate? We are playing a lovely game of Wingspan, starting the game with Franklin's Goal. And I see nothing in the tray that I want. So we're off to a good start. And, well, didn't draw a whole bunch of super awesome cards, but yeah, we're off to a good start. 4-player game. How you doing, man? How's that D&D Star Wars campaign going? Did you get that set up? The tufted titmouse. Where's he going? I would love... Barn swallow is nice. I could use a tuck bird right now, I think. Because we're probably going to be generating a bunch of useless ones from our Franklin's Goal. I don't think this one we were playing with. Ah, very nice, very nice. Admin's team launch. That sounds very official and professional, and I respect that. Stressful, yeah. How many players are there again? You say there's like 20 plus? That's a lot of people to manage. What are we doing, Amro? What are we playing? We're loading up on eggs. I'm assuming Amro is working towards a forest engine. If they're already starting with egg lays, you probably want to put another bird down. A lot of ego-driven men, yes. Probably a lot of good performers then. I'm sure they're interesting sessions. We've got a lot of fun on-the-spot acting going down. I see why people do fast mode now, because it is a little frustrating to have to kind of wait this long. Well, yeah, we need a little something. Guess we'll burn that extra egg that we can't lay. Draw from the deck. What if we take the osprey? Don't want the osprey. I want the wood stork. Yeah, let's see. Oh, okay. There we go. I would be totally fine with dropping... Well, you know, I was going to put the pied-billed grebe down in the wetlands just for the extra card draws, but I might drop the Wilson snipe down there It's one that gives other people stuff, but the thing is, since we have the Franklin's Goal, we're not going to be activating the wetlands a whole bunch. We probably won't really be caring about doing that anyway. So in that case, spending one resource to get 5 points with the snipe is not a bad move. We do still need birds that are going to give us some food, though. Pileated woodpecker is nice. If only we had some more cavity nests. Big deal Canadian guy. What's his name? I mean, maybe I've heard of him. I'm not sure. We shall see. Is his channel just called Playing Board Games? Not a particularly original channel title, but you're going to get a lot of hits easily when you're searching. No, I haven't. I mean, I play board games all the time, but I haven't heard of Playing Board Games. That's cool, though. It sounds like a fun time. Oh, you know what? I guess our pileated woodpecker he'd be able to lay eggs on the Franklin's Gull as well. I wonder if the pied-billed grebe would be worth having just that extra egg space. Maybe. I don't know. We'll start with the snipe, though. And what is that? A brown-headed cowbird. That'd be nice early in the game, but right now we just don't have the egg capacity to be using him. I wonder if we play with people from other countries, does Board Game Arena have translated versions of the games so we could play with anybody, or do you just have to know English? I'm guessing you just have to know English. Okay, at this point, now is probably a good time. That's true. Most people do know English. Man, do we want to try to get a berry, though? Maybe we should go ahead and take food right now. Now's a good chance, because we can re-roll the feeder. Hopefully we turn up a berry. There's a berry. Awesome. We'll take that so we can get our woodpecker a little bit stronger. And let's see. Will we have enough turns? French will say no. They will, won't they? And there. Ooh. Whatever works will. You're playing a second bird, aren't you? What are you playing? White-crowned sparrow. I'm going with a jumpy bird. I don't like the jumpy birds. I mean, if you can get a few of them lined up, I mean, it's kind of a fun thing to... You can have 2 or 3 birds strong in a given row at any time. Really? A French community on Twitch outnumbering Spanish speakers. I wonder why that is. It's not just Europe in general. Are there like a lot of German speakers on Twitch too, or is it just French? What are we doing, DV? Ooh, there's a tree swallow, except we're not working on a wetlands engine now. Can always pivot. If you approach them correctly, yeah. Yeah, there was, when I was in high school, there was a German foreign exchange student that I hung out with a little bit. He was a fun guy. Nicholas. You have to phrase it right. Just to pique their interest or to earn their respect? do love the tree swallow, but still early to see what sort of engine we're even going to be working on. We haven't gotten any strong synergies yet. So I say we go ahead and drop... Let's drop the pileated up here in the forest, working towards our first bonus card. Now, will it be possible? So we'll have to activate to take a grub. That'll be 1 turn. Play the snipe for 2 turns. And we could lay eggs for 3 turns. So we could qualify for round 1 scoring. That'd be good. Interesting. Us Americans have some different cultural vibes. But even across all the different places, having just moved from Oregon to Kentucky, so kind of the Pacific Northwest to South-ish, Midwest-ish, I don't necessarily know that I've encountered this a whole bunch yet, but what I've heard is that in the Pacific Northwest, people are like very reserved, but once you like get on the inside, then people will be your friends, and they're all like nice and close. But over here in the southernness area, they'll be much more bubbly and friendly, but then harder to actually get to the heart of a person. Again, that's just what I've heard. I'm now living in both cultures. I don't necessarily know that I've super experienced that, but we'll see. All right, I do like that we can get that round 1 goal, though. And eggs in the waters. Anyone working on water birds? No one has birds in the wetlands yet. And the snipe will be able to help us out. And birds in the forest. And we already have 2 cavity nest birds towards round 4. It's a good sign. Amro played a vulture, but there are no predator birds out. You know how to communicate properly with the dope vibes? Aha. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. We try to keep the vibes real in this house. You know what I'm saying? At the risk of sounding arrogant, I don't think we're playing with Masters of Wingspan so far. They could just be getting bad card draws, but I don't really see any strong engines being built so far. Not that we have an incredible engine either, necessarily. But there's just some odd things going on down there. And do I want to? Yes, we don't want the Savannah, so we might as well. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong thing. Undo. I want food. I want that grub for sure. Let's get rid of the Savannah because we're not playing them. We will re-roll. And more than likely, we're going to need a grub to place something. So let's take the grub. And let's get 2 eggs laid. Oh, yeah, and I forget that the pileated lets other players lay eggs. We just get 1 additional egg. So we are going to be helping people out a little bit as we do this. But at least we get more than they're getting out of it, which is worth it. Now, that brown-headed cowbird is gone, so did someone take it? Someone did, but it's not in play yet. Ah, whatever works will. I see what you're going for. See, now that makes sense. They just set themselves up to get the round 1 bonus. So they're going to minimally tie us. Yeah, that was a good play for them. Unless, of course, they draw and then move their white-crowned sparrow away if they didn't do it on purpose. But I'm guessing they did that on purpose. That is a good play. Okay. Respect up there. might be changing my mind about who we're up against here. All right, so we'll put down the snipe. Then we'll do ourselves another egg lay and a draw. And the arena opens in, well, it closes in 2 days. I'm assuming the new season happens obviously after that. I was thinking maybe immediately after. But maybe there's like a week break or something. But at that point, we'll be able to start a new arena season. We'll jump in fresh. We haven't done the arena before. And that'd be kind of fun to start working through some leagues. I don't really know how long each arena season lasts for. I think it's at least a few months. So we'll get a chance to get our feet wet and try to make something happen. Man, I miss 3-player games now. I might just have to stick with 3-player or just do fast mode for 4-player games. Because in 4-player games, even in fast, I mean, we have 3 other people's turns to think. All right, Deevy's taking some food. All right, time to airdrop a Wilson snipe. Wouldn't be a bad time for that bonus card that gives you points, 2 points per birds named after people. As is, we need 2 more green-only birds to score. I'm confident that that should be pretty easily attainable. Especially if we throw the pied-billed grebe down here. I know we have our Franklin's Goal up there, but only cycling through 2 cards is going to become a little bit too slow for us. And honestly, for that reason, I might take the Tree Swallow on this next turn here, unless someone else takes it. Because we're going to lay eggs. We'll drop... Probably put both of them on the Wilson snipe and then discard 1 from the Franklin's Goal to do our card draws. Probably take the Tree Swallow and then just something from the deck. And then at that point, we could throw the Tree Swallow down here. And actually start building up our wetlands. Doing a little bit of a pivot. Maybe the Franklin's Goal was just kind of a starter for us to get going. A nice, strong starter. Eggs and cards. But at this point, we're going to have lots of eggs. All the eggs we need. So really what we need is just cards worth playing. So at that point, I'm happy to just drop a couple birds that give us lots of cards. Because that's the thing. I know I was talking about the off-row powers earlier, but I do tend to just go for lots of card draws in the wetlands, even though that's what it already does. But it tends to be what all the blue cards do anyway. What do you think? Whatever works, Will? You contemplating my life choices? Are you debating if I'm going to take the egg lay? Trying to decide if you're going to move your white-crowned sparrow away. You have no cards. So you're probably going to do a card draw. No. What? Interesting. I guess they did that just to lock in the first round goal. I mean, they sacrificed even being able to use the barn swallow. They didn't have any cards to tuck. Interesting. All that basically just to guarantee 1 extra point for them and one less point for us, because now it goes them scoring 4 and us scoring 1 instead of us tying and getting 2 each. I'm assuming why they did that. I mean, I get it. I get less points now, so it's I'm certainly not super thrilled about it, but it's a no, interesting move there. All right, so Amro's going for the pink cards. Though again, I mean, the Black Vulture, I guess it was a free card to play that boosted their food draws, but there still ain't no predator birds out for them to try to mooch off of. And now, since there's a brown-headed cowbird, Amro's going to be benefiting from me every time I do the middle row. So it might actually be to my advantage to go ahead and start switching to a wetlands engine. And then we could just bolster up towards the end. Yeah, might do something like that. But we'll also just have to see what we end up with. So 2 down here. We don't need to discard. And all right. Let's get rid of one of these. We'll take that tree swallow. And let's hope for something nice from the deck. Northern bobwhite. I rather would have had that ring-billed gull right there. And nothing too interesting in there. I mean, trumpeter swan's fantastic, but it's a fantastic endgame bird. Not going to be wanting that right now, unless you have a whole bunch of food to spare on it. But could be worth taking just so we have it to play later. But I do like that the tree swallow is going to help us out towards the round 4 goal. Birds with cavity nests that have eggs. Because at this point we'll have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what's our next move? Probably our next move is to... I guess we could discard the bobwhite and take some extra food. Because at this point, if we want to play both the tree swallow and the pied-billed grebe, we have our grub. So we'll need either, well, for sure, another berry, and then either a grub or a fish. So now is not a bad time to do that with the feeder. If it comes back around to us and hasn't reset, we could take the berry and then reset on that seed, and then have a really good chance of getting either a grub or a fish. And then we're set up for 2 plays. We could play both of these guys down here in the wetlands. I'd rather play the tree swallow first before the pied-billed grebe, just so that way we're getting a bunch of cards, and we'll be able to decide what we want to tuck under the tree swallow, as opposed to doing that first. I mean, obviously, if we have a strong wetlands engine, we should have a nice surplus of cards. But let's say we start a turn with no cards and the tree swallow is the first one there, we have less of a chance of having a card we want to burn to throw under him. Not a huge deal, and I might even be overthinking it to try to do it in that order. But that's just kind of where my mind goes for this sort of thing. Got our sad little second place for 1 point in round 1. But we're going to be playing a lot of birds in the wetlands this round. And we might start cranking out some egg lays. So far, our only competition is whatever works well, but this card he can move around. He's probably gonna conclude by keeping the white-crowned sparrow in the wetlands, I would assume, just so he still gets the round 2 bonus, which is pretty smart. And he can load up 5 eggs on that guy. And how are our engines doing? Still okay. DV can at least get 2 eggs down on the fish crow. All right, it's up to us. And hey, I see 2 things I want. So let's... Oh, no. I was silly. There's not the berry. I really wanted the berry. Well, that's fine. Let's go ahead and drop the grebe now. And we can get rid of that off the Franklin's goal. We'll pay with the grub. Yeah. Can you see when I highlight things? You can. Look at that. Okay, well, I've got a solid little card draw system now. Still don't really have any strong food acquisition abilities, which is making me nervous. But we should be able to solve that pretty quickly since we can see 5 cards a turn now. If we draw 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we activate the snipe, we see another one. I don't know if I'll even activate the snipe. At that point, we're giving everyone a free card. I don't really want to do that, and we don't really ourselves need to see a 5th card at that point. So I might be fine just skipping in his ability. At this point, he's just serving as points. 5 points for one food is pretty good. I wonder if the game will speed up as we go, if people get a little more profesh. All right, we're working on that food engine. No card drawing abilities, though, Amro. You're going to be limited to just 1 card at a time. DV, you've got a fair little system. Sorry, fam. This is a much more boring episode with this much waiting. Too bad there's not any hummingbirds around giving us free food. And I'd like to know, when is Board Game Arena going to start integrating expansions? Because, I mean, how do you not have the Wingspan expansions on Board Game Arena? Okay, here, I'll vent in a second right after I... Ooh, should we do our card? Should we take our food acquisition turn? Maybe we should do that now. Well, we're not guaranteed that we're going to see the berry one. Let's just go ahead and draw. Let's take the trumpeter swan, so no one else can have it. And let's just draw the rest from the deck. Cedar waxwing, you're it. Fortunately, I have no berries to play you. Ooh, Mr. Junko. And other players, you do not need squat. No, sir. And discard 1 card. Definitely not playing the Bob White. So you're gone. I wonder if I underestimate the Bob White. Never play him just because he's an egg-laying card that goes in the egg-laying row. But worth 5 points and can fit 6 eggs. That's an 11-point potential bird, which is kind of nice. But they're gone now. We do have ourselves a scissor-tailed flycatcher, which gives everybody grubs. Why do we keep getting all these cards to give other people things? If we put the waxwing and the Junko in the middle, though, we'll have plenty of cards generated from the blue lands to then tuck them and gain stuff. But gaining seeds and berries isn't incredible. I mean, seeds are better for sure. Well, that's how we get grubs. We can get 3 resources out of all these birds. Just have to get them played, though. No berries there. No, no. Could be worth putting the Dark-Eyed Junko down here. Tuck a few cards, get some extra seeds from him. No grubs to be seen. That makes me sad. Ah. Ooh. Sandhill crane. Put a dark-eyed junco in front of you. Tuck a card to get a seed, and then tuck two more behind the Sandhill crane. Wow. That would be a really fun Grasslands engine. I might grab him just for that. Just for the future. Oh, okay. Well, you can help my food engine. Let's draw the rest from the deck. What we got? Other players, you need nothing. Mr. Owl, we do not need you, sir. So get you. Well, actually, we don't need the American Oyster Catcher for sure. So let's get rid of you. Because you know what, Mr. Owl, you might actually possibly be somewhat useful for getting our bonus card if we really need you and we don't see anything else. You're only one resource to play, which is kind of nice. Okay, whatever works will. Now has a mallard. So they have lots of space for eggs in the wetlands. I don't think we played as yellow so far. Pretty sure this is a new color. If I could pick, it'd be purple. Purple's the best color in Wingspan. Red's pretty good too. Warbler. Man, it's so tempting to want to take all these cards, but we need food services first. Wonder how long that Warbler's going to hang out there. Well, whatever works well, didn't want him. Well, people are staying up in point so far, so it's not a bad game. I may have spoken much too early when I was like, these guys don't know what they're doing. Whatever, these ain't Wingspanners. Well, we'll see. Looks like everyone's getting on the Wetlands Birds game. So we might be fighting everybody for eggs in the wetlands. How many turns do we have left? 4 turns. Basically, we need grubs. We need grubs and berries. Kind of all the fun things we want to be doing right now. And there are neither of those things in the feeder. Lots of seeds. I guess I could take a rat for the owl just to build up our food engine. I'm just going to let this be boring, y'all. I'm just going to sit here and wait patiently. And wait for my turn. What are you doing, Emru? Maybe they don't know it's their turn. I don't know. There we go. Okay. Well, still nothing interesting in the feeder, so I say we go ahead and grab that rat to actually play our owl. we will certainly discard something. At this point, I'm not confident about our little waxwing buddy, so let's get rid of him to go ahead and take a seed, because might as well. And we'll lay... do I want to let other people have free eggs? Well, they can't put any of those eggs in the wetlands. So I'm kind of cool with that. We'll take 2 free eggs. One there and one there. Boom. Oy vey. We gotta wait. Look at all these. Look at all these spinning. We gotta wait for everyone to play eggs now. If I had no honor, I would quit this game and I'd start a quicker one. Unfortunately, I like having 100% karma. Skip turn, a player's out of time. Well, I don't want to be that guy, so I'll give you a solid amount of time. There you go. All right. I get that that can be confusing, though. When someone else activates a thing that lets you do a thing, there's not really a clear indicator that it's now your turn. I get that. There's the berry. I think maybe we'll go ahead and drop the red-breasted nuthatch first. It's worth 1 less point. I guess makes up for an egg capacity. But cashing a seed is guaranteed. And looking at the deck to tuck a card, as long as its wingspan is less than a certain size, is not guaranteed. So I'd much rather have the guaranteed point. Whatever works will is out of time. What was their karma? 85? All right. Amro was the lower one, right? Yeah, 59. How do you get a 59% karma? What gives you bad karma? Is if you just quit a game, I guess? Maybe if you get booted out for running out of time or something? I also want to know how that skip turn of players out of time. I wonder if everybody has to select that. To agree to just boot a fella. I don't know. This is board games. We're all just hanging out at a table. We're just having fun. But some of us ain't got time for this. Know what I'm saying? DV, you need some more cards, buddy. You can get some birds out. I guess we only have 4, so it's not like we have a whole bunch more. Emerald's got 6. Dang. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Is if our Bard Owl succeeds, we give Amro a free food, which is at least something worth thinking about. But so far, well, yeah. I was going to say their Vulture hasn't done anything for them, but it's been a free card that's boosted their food system, so that's 100% worth it. All right, let's play this guy. Actually, no. We'll play this guy. We'll get rid of... Actually, you have 3. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. Get the forest built. Very good. House Finch. Starting to get a little bit late in the game to be trying to grab cards like that, but I do like the House Finch. Tuck and draw, and you can put them in any habitat is pretty nice. Yeah, we're definitely at the pivoting stage at this point. We kind of have our engine built, so we need to start using it more than trying to build it a whole bunch more. Because we're almost at the end of round 2. And every round gets shorter. Can do one less thing every round, so it gets more pressing. Especially round 5, or round 4, we only get 5 turns. It isn't a whole bunch. So gotta make them count. That's kind of why I want to try to get... If I just have one goal, I think it's to get this Sandhill crane played, followed by the Junco. So for that, we of course need a grub, because we have no grubs, and we need a seed. Yes, I'm willing to wait 5 minutes to let other people lay eggs. I'm sorry, it's mean. Can I lay? Okay, so pileated woodpecker, I don't have to put the egg. One of the eggs on them. I could put both eggs in other birds. It's good to know. But yeah, if I can get that Sandhill crane right here, and then I put a dark-eyed Junco in front, I can go up here to my heart's content, lay a bunch of eggs, get 3 tucks, 3 unlimited tucks, because the Junco is going to be giving me the seed that I'll then use to discard with the Sandhill crane to get 2 more tucks. So 3 points guaranteed, plus all the eggs would be laying. The only limitation would be however many cards we have, but all we have to do is just take like 1 turn in the wetlands, draw a bunch of cards, and we probably will be good to go. At that point, what would we be generating? We'd be going... Yeah, I guess technically I have the Franklin's Goal. I could discard an egg to get the cards that we need. That might be more efficient instead of doing a drawdown here when we lose an egg. Well, it would be... Yeah, no, that would be more efficient. But yeah, so we'd be getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points a turn is not too shabby at all. If that could be guaranteed for like the rest of the game, at that point it wouldn't really even make sense wasting turns trying to take food. Because let's say we spend a turn getting food. Pretend we don't have these nice cards that actually get us points. We'll do that calculation here in a second. But we gain food from the bird feeder, top row. Let's say we get no points from that. And then we use those food we just got to play like the scissor-tailed flycatcher. At that point, we'd probably have to spend 1 or 2 eggs to play him, so we'd be netting at most 7 points, maybe 6, but we spent 2 turns to do that. So we're only getting 3 or 4 points a turn, really, if we're doing that. As opposed to if we can just lay eggs and tuck and just not worry about getting more birds to play, we're getting 6 points a turn. The thing to consider is that playing cards can obviously earn you, I mean, there's our bonus cards that are in question, so that's something worth considering. So we might even burn a turn just playing the Barred Owl, because we'll lose a point for the egg, but we'll have 1, 2, and that will gain us 4 more points. So that'll be a 6-point play right there. And it would help qualify us for round 3. And think about that for round 3 scoring. Who are we in competition with? Amro has 3. So I don't know, it might be kind of nice drawing like a good green bird that we could airdrop up in the top. But anyway, that's more my point, is if you get a good engine that gives you a bunch of points just for activating a row, that can be worth it more than trying to spend time drawing a card and getting the food to play it and then taking the turn to play it. It can be deceitful, especially if you have a really nice one. Like we already have the Trumpeter Swan. Trumpeter Swan's worth 9. So that is not too shabby at all. That might be hard to beat if we end up with some extra food to play. Of course, we should play him. But anyway, these are just the things to consider. What's going to be the most efficient way to get points as you start winding up? Like we're in mid-game right now. All right, look, it's us now. So we have 1 turn left. We need eggs in the water. Might be worth just burning a turn to box out some of these other guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Lay 2 eggs down here. We kind of need the food, so I'm not going to discard for 1. Yeah, go ahead and do your egg lays. Should we activate Mr. Franklin's goal to get 2 more cards? I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it right now, because there's not anything in the tray we want. But if we're going to be, yeah, we might as well do it. Give me 2, something good. Not really anything interesting, but that's all right. But I suppose he does help us qualify towards round 3 scoring. Again, at this point, it's not just us trying to get points. Amro is our biggest competition here, and we want to keep points from Amro. So it could potentially be worth playing another card just to go up there. But I don't know. We'll see. American Crow. Probably trying to work towards that too. All right, well, got ourselves 2nd place again. A 1st place would be nice. Sir, the Warbler. Mr. Warbler, you might actually be worth playing if no one else takes you. You're a green bird. You let me draw bonus cards. You're not super expensive. But am I getting distracted is the question. Do we need to get our nice seed and tuck engine built? I think maybe we do. And what are we short on? To get that engine, we need 1 more seed and then something. I don't know. A lot of different ways to go here. None of them are as efficient as I'd really like. Whatever works, Will, is doing pretty good here too, though. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2. Seeing what our competition is for the round 4 goal. Yeah, so man, I think maybe we go ahead and play Mr. Barred Owl. I'm not proud of it, but he is a cavity nest. And he's going to help us score our Forester thing. So that earned us a decent amount of points just doing that. It does contribute towards the current goal and the final goal. So I really don't mind that. That probably was a good play for us. And he potentially could get us points once we activate him if we need more seeds, which of course we will. And at this point, I guess we do have everything we need to play our Sandhill Crane. We will just need a grub and a seed to play our Dark-Eyed Junco. So if it comes back around to us and there's still a grub and a seed in the bird feeder, I probably will just take that opportunity to grab it and set ourselves up. And whatever works well took the Warbler. Yeah. That was the one thing why I was sad to take food there is I knew we'd be giving up the Warbler if someone else grabbed it. And whatever works well is doing a good job here. They're eking out all the bonuses. And what do we have left to play? Only just a measly little blue jay we could put up there. Just to box people out of this one. We'll all be tying. So, if we can... Whatever works well and Amro both get to play after us. After we take our final turn, though. And they both already have 3 as well. So they might be able to go ahead and airdrop a bird. Hopefully they just both do that and then... and then they tie, and neither of them get it. So they'd be split, and they just get 4 points, and we'd walk away with 2. So only a 2-point difference, all things considered. Yep, it probably was jumping the gun too much for me to assume that we weren't going to be having good competition this game. Because looks like we'll probably beat DV for sure. Possibly, maybe. But I am a little bit nervous about red and green up in here. So I don't know. Be a little bit sad because we've lost our last 2 games. It would be sad to lose another one. I want that ELO. I want to get back above 200, and I want to go higher. I want to fly above 200 ELO. Thing is, Amro's going to be getting lots of free eggs off of us with our round 5. I don't feel great about that. Hopefully they just max out their cardinal, and then they won't have any space left to actually put eggs, since they can only lay in the bull nest, and their only bull nest right now is the cardinal, unless they have something else to play later, which is possible. We got 5 cached seeds too. That's good. All right, well, nothing in the deck that we want, or in the bird feeder. But we can flip it now. So now might be a good time to go ahead and roll it. Unless we want the berry for our flycatcher. Let's re-roll it because we've got other priorities right now. Yeah, we need this and we need this. Do we discard a card? I might want to be tucking all my other cards though. Nah. Well, let's not worry about it. All right, let's see. All right, we chomped a robin. And we're giving Amro food. That's probably the first time that their vulture has given them a food. But at least they already have a pile of food, so I don't mind giving them something they probably don't necessarily need. Maybe, I don't know. Trying to make the best of an unfun situation. Whatever works will need some food, that's for sure. Probably going to open up some space and then drop their warbler there. Sure. Everybody lay some eggs. Let's go one here, sir. And one here, sir. Hey, everyone took their lay. Good work. Good work, fam. That's pretty nice. So we got 4 points out of just taking food. Tuck a cash and lay 2 eggs. That's kind of nice. I'll have to think about that. Not that the Barred Owl is always going to activate, but we should at least get 3 points every time we take food. That does change the grand calculus of when it's worth taking cards. Or when it's worth activating to be able to play a card, sorry. Red has canceled their move. What are you doing? Well, I know you want to play a warbler, and that cost 2 grubs. Was that one 2 grubs and a seed? No, it was... Oh, which warbler did they take? They took the one that gives you bonus cards. I think that one's only a grub and a seed. So what do they have? They have neither of those things, and... Well, you could take a grub and something, and then you'll have enough to get everything you need. Yep, that's the move. Yeah, it'd be kind of sad if we lose the game when the very first card we played was a Franklin's Goal. But I suppose it shows that OP'd birds are not necessarily OP'd if either you don't know what you're doing, which is very possible what I did, or you just don't get the other synergies you need to actually make them work. All right. Well, I say we let whatever works will fight it out with Amro, and they can go ahead and tie for first for round 3. I don't think that's worth us trying to drop a bird up in the green. Just to, what we do? We get 2 points if we do nothing. Otherwise, there will be all 3 of us tying, so we'd be splitting 11 points divided by 3, so each person would get 3 points. We'd gain 1 more point, and we'd deprive them of 1 point. So all that work only for like a 2-point swing. It's not super incredible. All right, well, let's drop our Sandhill crane in here now. That's the sweet spot. Yep, we'll pay with the grub. The thing is, we don't have a whole bunch of egg capacity. It's kind of the one disadvantage trying our big or green strat. When we play our Junko, we'll have 3 more eggs, so we'll have 19. I mean, we're definitely going to fill it up real quick. We'll play 1 egg to play him. So I'm thinking it's probably worth spending 1 more turn just to get the food to play the Trumpeter Swan. That's probably our best bet. Then our capacity will be 21. We'll have spent 2 more eggs, so we'll be down 5 out of 21. We'll be laying 3 at a time. Unless yeah, because we're not going to have extra food. So 3 at a time times 5 turns. So we do 1, 1, 1. So get 15. That might be the best combo. Be down to 5 plus 15. That would perfectly max out our eggs. Well, not quite perfectly. We'd be 1 short. But that's not bad. Assuming there's the seeds that we need up here. And at that point, we'll be playing 1, 2. We'll have 4 cards left. So we'll be able to perform 4 of those tucks, and we could spend 1 of our turns discarding an egg from the Franklin's Goal. Okay. So that'd be kind of fun if we ended up with some extra food we could drop. Yeah, okay. Well, I think we have our last... Well, basically all of our final turns are already mapped out now. That's kind of satisfying to have that figured out. And how will we be looking for cavity nests? We have 4. Who are we fighting? We've got 1, 2, 3 for Amro. We've got 1, 2. Whatever works. 1, 2. So Amro's the closest. Will they have a star nest or a cavity nest bird to lay down? We shall see. Hopefully I haven't miscalculated anything, because that was a lot of very careful thoughts we just did. Well, right now there's no seeds. We're going to need 2 seeds and something to play our Trumpeter Swan. I guess I didn't think about we have to spend 1 card, so we will have to get rid of 1 more card, but that's all right. We'll have the Franklin's Goal. So now the next thing that makes sense is play the Junko. Play Mr. Junko, since there's no food worth taking. And basically, we'll kind of just bide our time. I mean, DV doesn't need food. Whatever works well probably doesn't need food. Amro might be taking some food. So hopefully they set it up where there's enough for what we need to play our Trumpeter Swan. If not, we might have to pivot. And at that point, maybe we could play the Scissor-tailed Flycatcher. Maybe, possibly. Wouldn't be a bad one. I don't know. All these kids have a lot more bonus cards than I do. Well, whatever works well is going to discard 1. So I guess each of them will just have 1 extra. But those can still be scary. That's the primary unknown variable of Wingspan is what people are going to turn up with their bonus cards at the end. We at least will get 4 from our 1, which is pretty respectable. It's obviously much nicer if you can get like 6. Well, there's a spotted owl. Hmm. Hmm. You know what? What might not be a bad pivot is grabbing that spotted owl if no one else takes it. If nothing else, just because they have a cavity nest. That would help us max out round 4, and we prevent anyone else from taking it. So Amro already went. Amro revealed it. DV's not taking it. Uh-oh. Wow. Are we going to end up with... They play another one there. They're going to have 4 cards. There's been some fierce competition for the goals this game. And there's the Warbler. So they're at 4. They're at 4. Wow. Well, I think what is left for us is to go ahead and start chucking some eggs. Let's make sure we leave at least one of each thing open. Yeah, you can do your thing. Get your egg. Oh, and yeah, Amro's got... Yeah, they'll be able to activate their brown-headed cowbird all the time. But we're about to get 3 more free points after this, and then we'll have to get rid of an egg from our Franklin's goal, but our Franklin's goal will let us get something nice. All right, give me that seed. Yes, discard that seed. Give me a couple tucks. And yeah, let's get rid of an egg. Let's make sure no one gets that spotted owl. Now let's just draw something from the deck. Got a barn owl, okay. All right, well, there is a Barrow's Golden Eye, so there is another cavity nest that someone could take and play if they really wanted to. Honestly, wouldn't be a bad bird to like play right now anyway, because people are definitely going to, at least someone's going to be laying eggs every turn at the end, meaning that the Barrow is not going to be just 5 points. He's going to earn all the points from There's the Hooded Warbler. Okay, well, whatever works well is going to win this one, actually, because they're going to move their White-crowned Sparrow up here. So they're going to have 5. We're going to end up with a solid last place, which I think means that they're going to win. There's going to be tied for second. Wow, we're going to end up with 0 points from this one. That is a little bit sad. Good work, everyone. This has been a much tighter game than I was expecting from the get-go. And I'm in the odd space where I actually want rats now. So I might actually go ahead and take food at this point if no one else takes it, because I could take that rat, and then we'll need 1 more rodent to play the spotted owl. So we can just take 2 cards and play him. Yeah, might be the most efficient. And let's do an update here. Still looking at only 2 cavity nest. 1, 2, 3 cavity nest. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh, 4 cavity nest for DV. So DV's gunning for the round 4 as well. So will it make more sense for us to play our spotted owl? And what do our egg engines looks like? Whatever works well. Can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Decent egg capacity. Okay. At least we have a few points up in whatever works for now. I don't know, kids. I don't know. It's looking a bit dicey here. Okay, so let's take the rat. Let's take this fella, and definitely not going to be playing the tree swallow anytime soon. So let's actually hope we get another rat here in the feeder. Nice. Okay, so that at least was 1 extra point we get, because we can use that point to discard for eggs. So hopefully we hunt something small. Please. Okay, nice. Perfect. We got another point out of that. Too bad we didn't have one more turn after this, and we could have dropped our barn owl, or our spotted owl, up there. Which, with how things worked, we might have been able to do that if we hadn't played the Junko, because we kind of just burned a turn, hoping to see what would show up. Hey, Naranya! Thanks. Welcome, friends. You arrived just in time to see an exceedingly tense game of Wingspan where I don't know what is going to happen. Yes, let's go one there and one there. Yeah, we are gunning to see if we can eke out a first place here. But I just don't know. We have not been doing well with our end of round goals. Got second for the first two, got last for, well, we're going to get last for the third one. Because look at this. Birds in the forest. We got 5, 4, 4. That's hard. That hoits. But we do have a nice little grassland engine here where we can lay a bunch of eggs. We can do a tuck with one of our lovely remaining cards to get a seed. We'll then immediately use that seed to discard for the Sandhill crane and get 2 more cards. So a nice little 1-2 punch there. Earning us a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. However, we're going to spend 1 turn playing our spotted owl up here to make sure we have enough of birds with cavity nests. Hello, Narayana. Did I pronounce it correctly? Thanks for rating. Much appreciated. Happy to see you guys all hanging out here. Wish me luck. We're just trying to get our ELO as high in Board Game Arena as we can, in Wingspan specifically. We're up above 200, and then we lost a game. We went down. We lost like 40 points. That was kind of sad. I think we lost to a lower ELO than us. But I think this is like game 9 for us. We had a pretty good win ratio going for a bit. I think for a bit we had won 4 of the first 6 games. And then I think we lost 2. All right, got it. I pronounced it right. And then we've lost the last 2 games that we played, which hasn't been fun. At least we got second place in one of them, I think. So hopefully we can get a first here. We've got to keep that KD up. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're going to do our best. I am fairly proud of our little grassland system we have built here, but I just don't know. I don't know if it's going to give us the win. We'll have to see. It's been equally tense because this is a normal speed game, but everyone has been spending a lot of time. You can see DV and whatever works well are both out of time. So we're just sitting here hoping people don't do something super awesome and steal our capacity. Take the wind from beneath our wings, if you will. Wind out of our sails, that's the phrase. I speak English sometimes. Ooh, what you doing, Amro? Kestrel. Playing a Kestrel now. Ah, but it's the cavity nest. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, okay, so they've got 5 cavity nests. Man, the competition for the end of round goals has just been really tense this game. Well, there's our spotted owl, giving up 2 points to play him. But that's all right. He is worth playing. Hopefully we just get a really good bonus card. Some free points out of this would be really nice. And, well, birds in your habitat, the fewest birds. There it is right now. 4 points, I'll take that. Would incentivize us to play a bird down in the wetlands just for the 2 extra points, but I mean, trumpet or swan would be great. We just don't have the resources for it. We're going to be spending our final 4 turns just cranking the grasslands and seeing what we can get out of that. We're not in a terrible position, but we are definitely not in a guaranteed victory position. It's just going to see... Let's see, how many points we're going to be able to crank out here. So we can lay 12 eggs, 12 more eggs. Okay, well, I guess technically we could lay 13 eggs at this point, but that's fine. So 12. So we'll get 12 points, and they'll activate these guys 4 more times for another 3 from them times 4. So we'll get 24 more points just over these next 4 turns, if I did my math correctly, right? Yeah, 6 times 4. And what are these guys going to generate? Whatever works has a decent little egg system. They can lay 3, 4. They have plenty of cards to tuck, and they'll be able to keep spinning that around. So they can get 5 points each turn. So we can get 1 more point each turn than them. And thankfully we are ahead in points. And we'll be able to get 8 points from our bonus cards. So that helps us a little bit. Shoo! Yeah, this is tight. Amro does not have a great point generation system. They're going to be relying just probably on playing birds, although they do have some food to spend and a high egg capacity. So, I mean, they potentially could get 4 or 5 points a turn, which actually is pretty good. I know. We'll see. We'll see what we get. Tense. Come on, Amro. Do something. No, I was going to ask him to do something dumb, but victory without honor is not a victory at all. We want them to do their best and be smart so that victory is that much more sweet. And they took cards. Very interesting. I wonder if they're just really hoping for something good to play. Maybe they're really trying to box us out of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they'll tie us, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this end of round goal. Who else do we have? 1, 2, 3 from whatever works, so they can't get in there. DV does have 4. I don't know. We'll just have to see. It's kind of a bummer that Amro is going to be the one that's going to tie us for the end of round goal, because they have the most points right now. But I suppose if we get second place to them, we're losing to a higher ELO, so that probably shouldn't hurt our ELO too much. And maybe second place in a 4-player game is a little bit better than second place in like a 3-player game. And DV? What are you doing, DV? You already have so much food. I don't know. Maybe they're just having fun. Maybe they're just stacking up. Oh, interesting. You can see that they're playing on a phone. What if that's harder to do? Okay, well, now is the time to work the engine. So let's lay those eggs. Bouncing them all around. We're not going to worry about discarding just yet. We only have 1, and we can always do that towards the end. Maybe something cool will happen. I didn't think about that laying. No, that's right. Everyone's going to be laying eggs anyway, so Amro's definitely going to be getting a free point every turn, which is good. Though those pink power birds, especially for egg laying, are super nice. The earlier you can get them play, that's a lot of free points that you're getting. Shoo, scary. Scary, scary. And we're going first. We don't even get the last say. We get the first say. And the first say don't count for nothing. It's the last say that you want. And you have plenty of room on your birds to be able to play eggs, or lay eggs. All right, let's get rid of Barn Owl. Get that seed. Use that seed to get 2 more free cards. And I'm not particularly wanting to lose a point just to draw cards right now, because we have 3 more turns after this, so we have 3 cards we can tuck. We have all the cards we need to tuck, so we don't need to be trashing eggs for that. Although I suppose since we have 1 berry that we can still play, We could afford to discard one egg because we're going to have max capacity anyway. So we might save that just in case like something really good shows up in the tray. I don't know. If anything, maybe I should have taken the Forester's turn. Is it Forester or Forster's? Give me a highlight. Forster's turn. Okay. Just because it's a star nest. Uh-oh. How many do you have now? Whatever works well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're still only at 4. I just get scared when you see those star nests because they're working towards the round 4 goal. We're maxed out at 5. And our competition is 5. Scary, scary, scary. Amro, you're taking a food turn. Do you have any caching? Because you can only cache 1. Huh, I'm surprised. They must have a good card to play then if they're burning a whole turn just taking food. But you already have so much food. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think they would be maxed out in their egg capacity. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. You guys see anything I don't? Feel free to share that because, well, I guess at that point I would have to I would have to decide if that counts for a victory. If you reveal some great knowledge for me that I used to win, I don't think I'd feel super great about that. You can tell me anyway. I'll just ignore it. Oh, man. I think there should be points granted. Northern Mockingbird's so nice. It's just so late in the game it's useless for us. Right up there. Let's not discard just yet. But yeah, I mean, if we had the Northern Mockingbird up here and we could use him to duplicate like the Junco or... I guess he'd just only be worth 1 point for us at that point. If we had a whole bunch of extra seeds left over and we could use the Northern Mockingbird to duplicate the Sandhill Crane and get 2 extra points out of that, that'd be a nice little engine right there. We are starting to pull away just a little bit with points. Although keeping in mind that we went first, so Amro is going to have a chance to answer. And they are getting their free little egg. A lot of birds in this game. Pretty full. If you guys want to see any of these here in the Twitch chat, there is a YouTube channel where we throw all these up as well. I mean, we don't throw up. I just put them up. Very important distinction to make. But yeah, Tabletop Shop on YouTube. You might even be watching on YouTube right now if it's after the fact. Let's skip it for now. We can do one more. Yeah. But yeah, I keep a catalog of all these videos. This is very new. We do a podcast. If you want to listen to our board game podcast, Tabletop Shop Podcast. My co-host Nate and I, we also play Gloomhaven every now and then. Probably have a session of that coming up here pretty soon. And we stream that now. Didn't used to stream it. We would screen capture it and just put it on YouTube. But now that we've discovered the magical qualities of Twitch, now we stream it as well. So if you want to watch us play Gloomhaven, that's the Let's Fail series. We like to set the bar low. And I don't know. I'm trying to think what our win rate is in playing Gloomhaven scenarios. It's not beautiful, I can say that. At least 50%. Maybe 60 or 70%. Maybe something like that. I don't know. All right, we get to see Amro answer. How many points are you going to generate this turn, bud? You have plenty of food. You have 2 cards that maybe you're willing to play. So are you going to play a card maybe in the wetlands? So there's only 1 egg loss. Okay, yeah. So you gain 4 points out of that. Could you have gained more? Well, you could have laid 4 eggs and potentially rolled, so you would have gotten 4 plus. But, I mean, they might have a bonus card that relies on the Falcon. That would give them something good. You too. Have a great night. Thanks for showing up, Naryana. I appreciate the boost. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, have a stellar night. Thanks, everyone, for joining me for this stressful time where we see what the fates hand to us in terms of points and birds. We're still going to be able to eke out 12 more points for these last 2 turns, which is good. Whew. Man. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and use my Franklin's Goal, discard 1 egg, because we won't be losing the point. We have one resource to get rid of anyway. And, well, I don't know. I'm kind of overthinking this. I'm like, what if someone wants Forster's turn? I should get rid of the egg to make sure that no one else can ever have him. But I don't think anyone's really worrying about that right now. So I would just be screaming into the night, you cannot have victory. And no one will be listening. At least we still get to enjoy seeing our yellow cube on first for now in the great spot of victory. But we all know it's going to slide down here to second. All right. Lay some eggs. Lay some eggs. I still won't worry about discarding. Uh-oh. What are we doing? Okay, that was weird. Do we get our eggs? Do we keep our eggs? We went up a few points. I think we're okay. Board Game Arena just scares me sometimes when it's like, I'm sorry, the world does not actually exist. Are you sure you're able to do that? Although it's better than the other night. I think our internet was just going out. That wasn't very fun. Everyone was waiting on us. We were just trying to reconnect. I ended up using my phone to make a hotspot so we could connect with Wi-Fi and get this going again. Yeah, that was choppy. DV, you did take Barrow's Goldeneye. And that's how you got up to your 5. All right. Well, goodbye, Flycatcher. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for hanging out. You know what? I just realized I've been silly. It's too late at this point. I've been very silly. I could have spent a turn. I could have spent a turn taking food. We still would have generated 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 points, and then gotten enough to play our Trumpeter Swan down here. Yeah, that was very dumb of me, because the Trumpeter Swan been 9 points. Plus, I forgot that we got our new Birds in Your Habitat with the fewest birds. That would have been another 2 points for us. So it would be 11 points minus 1. That would have been a 10-point play, and we used a 4-point play to get it. So 14 points over 2 turns instead of 12. It would have been an additional 2 points for us. So that was a little silly of me that I didn't do that. Fortunately, it is now too late to pivot. But maybe just in my brain, I can pretend that I have 2 more points than I actually have. That would be really sad, though, if it came down to that was the difference in like in a tiebreaker or something. But yeah, I really should have thought of that earlier. That would have been much more efficient, especially since there's a seed here now. We could have gotten everything else we needed. That's all right, though. That's what we get for not stopping and thinking about our options. Hindsight is 20/20. All right. Well, Amro, what are you working with? Got plenty of food, and you could potentially play a card. I'm assuming you don't have any incredible cards, though, since you used that turn just to play a Falcon. Falcon or Falcon? What do you guys say? Han Solo style or American style? What you doing, Amro? What you doing? 2 turns left. Got to make them count. Yeah, I really should have played that Trumpeter Swan. Or gone so that I could play the Trumpeter Swan. I think the other thing is the default setting in my brain is if you have to spend a turn taking food, like in the final round, it just ain't worth it, because usually you're not getting any points from the forest row, depending on how you have it set it up. As is, we're getting 2 eggs laid and a cache, potentially a potential 4th point from a tuck. So we would have gotten 3, maybe 4 points from doing that. And that would have been much more worth it to take the food. But that's all right. That is all right. Amro, are you there? That is the question. You've been running out the clock, buddy. Maybe you're thinking very carefully. The amount of points you have demonstrate that you are a careful thinker. So maybe that's what's going on here. And I respect that. You're doing a card draw. Are you doing a card draw for your second to last turn? You're only going to get max of 2 points. Did they take from the tray? From the deck. So that was just a blind turn for them. Interesting. I don't know if I would have done that. You could have gotten 4, potentially 5 points just from activating the middle row. That'd basically be a guaranteed 8, potentially 10 points for your final 2 turns. You're also giving up a bit of your power for the end of round goal. Well, were you just assuming you get 4? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you have 5. I don't know what that was, kids. I don't know at all. Is anyone else fighting us for the last one? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. I don't know. I don't know what that was. I don't mind. Don't get me wrong. I'm cool with that. Hopefully you didn't draw a super awesome card that's going to make the world explode when we see its majesty. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to like do the math in my head, see what else you could have gotten out of that. All right, Swan, you're dead. Instead of giving us the points you could have given us, you're going to count for a single little tucked card. All right, well, there we go. That's our last turn. Everyone else gets their last turn. Amro, what are you going to do? I mean, I don't know if you got any cards worth playing. I guess, yeah, you can still just go ahead and lay eggs the last one and make sure you tie for first for the end of round goal. I don't know. All right, well, there's the lays from whatever works. Oh. Ah, dang it. We would have been able to lay an egg too, but we're out of capacity, which is sad. Would have been a free egg for us. Good move for them. I don't, however, appreciate that they're giving another point to Amro. I don't want Amro to have any more points. They have enough points as it is. However, I am feeling a bit more confident at the... Well, no. No, because Amro can still do something. We have a 10-point lead right now, but they're going to get at least 4 guaranteed points, possibly 5. Any bird they play, even if they have a 9-point bird that they play, they're going to be giving up 2 points to play it. So, I mean, they could have a 7-point play. Maybe that would help them get a bonus card. So, yeah, they could potentially have a strong turn. I'm not sure. But we are sitting with a solid 8 extra bonus points from our bonus cards, which is safe. Not as many points as you could get from 2 bonus cards, but it is letting us sit fairly pretty. Okay, Amro, you took the lay. Got it. Got it. Okay, so we're sitting with a 5-point lead, and we're going to tie them up. So they're not going to gain any more points on us from the game itself. It's going to come down to bonus cards. So can they get 5 more points? Because I'm pretty sure the tiebreaker is remaining resources you have, which obviously they have plenty. So if they can gain 5 points on us from bonus cards, we have 8. That means they'd have to get 13 points from bonus cards. That is hard to do from 2 bonus cards. It's certainly possible. But, well, they only need to gain 4 points now because I forgot about the egg lay. All right, let's see. Doesn't matter all the math that I ran in my head. It just comes down to what we get. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So whatever works. Also got 8 points. Our points will be tallied up last. Fingers crossed, guys. What'd you get, Amro? Okay, only 3 from 1. That's a really good sign. Oh, 6. They got 9. Okay, I think we're fine. I think we're safe, guys. Might be speaking too early. I just might, but let's see. 83. We have 70. Wait, why is it only showing 78 points for us? Is that before our bonus cards? Did I do math wrong? Oh, I'm nervous now. What do we get? Yes, give us the bonus cards. Come on. Give us 4 more. Get us 84. We at least need 84 points. Come on, decked cards. Woo! 86. Oh, that was so close. That was tight, guys. That was much tighter than I thought it was going to be at the beginning. I'll keep up my tradition of never rating adaptations of games in BGA. Tight game. We, of course, have to do the customary GG. And we close. Got 43 ELO out of it, though. Phew. Nice. We're back above 200. Back in the saddle again, everyone. Man, that's all we got for tonight. I'm just so happy we finally got a victory. And we got a victory in a 4-player game. First 4-player game we've done online so far. So I'm sure that gives us more ELO. But if you guys want to check out these streams, they all go onto our YouTube channel, Tabletop Shop. Look for the little Meeple logo guy. Yeah, we do a podcast. We play Gloomhaven. I have a Wingspan strategy guide I put up quite a while ago. Maybe not quite a while ago. Maybe like 2 years. 2 or 3 years or something like that. Yeah. If you have any like tips or tricks or basic to intermediate Wingspan strategy tips that you want, I'm not going to guarantee I can provide advanced strategy tips. Maybe if I get my ELO high enough, then I might be willing to boast and say I can give you some advanced strategy tips, but I'm not willing to do that just yet. If you have any strategy tips for me, please feel free to throw them my way. I'm always willing to learn, and I want to get that ELO boosted as high as possible. But that's all we got for the night, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I hope you have a stellar rest of your evening, and it's a little belated at this point, but happy 2026. See you guys in the next one.